Okay, hi, welcome guys. It's it's Grace. So today I am Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. I always really appreciate having people to listen to my ramblings rather than just speaking out into the void. But basically, what we're going to be talking about today, like I'm trying to say, is what I would do in terms of writing Shaco the Demon Jester, who is not a demon, is sort of a jester. Um, he has been a character for a very long time that I have been, for some reason, obsessed with since I was a kid. And it's always bothered me that he's never had any sort of character depth. Even as someone who got into League around the age of 9, it always bothered me that he never had really anything to him. And to this day, even though the lore has gone through retcons, new regions, rehauls of demon lore, all these different things, Shaco still has nothing. He is one of the characters who still has a bio mainly from the pre-reboot era. He has no stories. His bio directly contradicts his blurb. All these different things. And so today I'm going to be going through first his history as a character, and then his current lore, and then finally what I would be doing with Shaco if Riot ever let me into the room. What I would be doing as his new lore. That part will be me reading off a complete bio that I have written based on his blurb, and then also talking about some interactions that I think would be cool for this demon jester. So, without further ado, we are going to be talking about Shaco history. And so, for this, I will be sharing my screen a little bit so that you can see just some like old images that have been immortalized on the League of Legends wiki. Um, and we're gonna just be quickly looking over like Shaco as a character, talking about the League of Legends lore and the reboots that we've gone through, that sort of thing. So give me a second to select my screen because I am never prepared. I have like way too many tabs open. Hmm. Okay. All right. So I probably should have turned off the cursor, but whatever. We live and we learn. So basically, in the Journal of Justice, the Journal of Justice was an outdated piece of lore that was essentially being written to fit the lore state of the time. Yes, Shay, it's a laser pointer. You're all cats watching my stream that has no cat champion content. I'm sorry. Um, and so in the Journal of Justice, this was basically a forum that was intended to basically provide context for historical events that were happening within Runeterra and Valorant at the time, while also talking about um summoner drama. And it was also an avenue for writers to essentially self-insert themselves into the League of Legends universe. There is a very famous article within the Journal of Justice that has solely to do with the fact that this one guy who used to work at Riot shipped himself with Nidalee, who, if you've ever talked with me about Nidalee, you know that Nidalee is typically conceived as a very anti-native, um, anti-native misogynistic stereotype in terms of design, and that has not changed since the Journal of Justice. So yeah, but we are not going to be talking about that. That will probably be in another video later down the line. As you can see, we are talking about Shaco. So Shaco as a character, I think, can be definitively said to be a Joker for League. As a kid, I had a very skewed perception of the time period that Joker was made in. Like, I did not realize that the Joker was a character that's been around since like the 50s. And so it was kind of interesting to me as a kid being like, oh yeah, there's this character that's like the Joker, but is not the Joker. And I wonder like how these two characters were created so in time with each other. That's not the case. Shaco was created a long time um, after the Joker as a character. But Shaco as a character does not match the old Joker, who was like originally a gangster sort of character who used his laughing medicine to intimidate victims or anything. He is definitely more. Stop with the woker, please. He is definitely more like the Joker that is mocked and satirized today. The one who is just going around killing people for the fun of it and has no aims, no backstory, nothing of really note that cares about society. And yes, as I read this to you guys, you will definitely see exactly what I mean. Because Shaco has never been crafted to be a very deep character. So the final thing that I want to provide in sort of context is that Ram Steed, as you can see here, who is the writer of The Iron Side, was basically crafted to be a gossip sort of character. Yeah. So let's dive in. As promised, I, Ram Steed, have braved the very depths of insanity, the darkest places of the League of Legends, to bring you an exclusive interview with the mysterious and deadly Shaco, the world's first fully functioning homicidal comic. Though the idea has chilled me to the very bone, I have searched down many dark alleys to finally find the demon jester and convince him to answer the questions that burn in your very souls. And he agreed. 10 questions. No more, no less. I go now, hoping that this will be the illuminating experience we all wish, and not my obituary. Wish me luck. 10 questions with Shaco. Thank you for agreeing to this interview, Shaco. Oh, goodness. I just love seeing the "why are you gay, you are gay" just spreading across my screen. Thank you for that. Thank you for agreeing to this interview, Shaco. It's an honor. Shaco sits quietly, grins, and cleans his fingernails with a sharp-looking stiletto because, of course, that's what he would be concerned with, I guess. Okay then, let's start with something everyone wants to know. Where did you come from? Shaco replies, I am not from this world. Your summoners brought me forth from a world of shadows, a place that makes your Runeterra look like a child's birthday party. Isn't that one of the stories? Or perhaps I'm simply an assassin gone wrong, wandering Runeterra and perpetuating my killing joke on those who are most assured to get the punchline. That is another exciting tale of my origins. So I'm gonna stop here. As you can see, with the killing joke, it's not subtle. Shaco was never meant to be a subtle character, and it's especially apparent in old writings such as this, where it just straight up references the Joker and like important moments of the comics, like the killing joke, in order to make a point. I don't know how to explain it beyond that, but let's keep going. Shaco carves one hash into the wooden table with a stiletto. Ram, there are those who believe you to be the manifestation of humanity's dark urges. In the Runeterra of today, that is not out of the question. What do you have to say to that? Shaco, would you like me to be? Would that make you feel better about the part of you that thrills at the lives I end? Pause. Like a magician, I never reveal my secrets. Shaco carves another hash into the wooden table with a stiletto. Honestly, Shay, considering the fact that stiletto heels really do feel like knives, I understand. I completely get it. Ram, could you tell us what your childhood was like? Shaco, I'm still a child on the inside. Can't you tell? I love to play. Ram, your name is an anagram of chaos. Is that intentional? Shaco, a Shaco by any other name would still spill blood. Intentional or not, it fits, no? Shaco carves a third and fourth hash into the wooden table with a stiletto. Again, not a subtle character, not very deep, not someone who is really making any sort of like definitive statement, even in an interview designed to be definitive statements. Like, he's just the Joker. Not even a good Joker. He's just the Joker. The Woker. Sure, why not? I'm giving up on controlling you guys with mentioning that. Ram, there's some people who regard you as a role model. What do you think of this? Shaco, I don't like competition. A fifth hash is carved. Thank you guys. I love you too. Ram, you seem to have developed a following with the ladies. How has that changed your life? Shaco, I'm an equal opportunity killer. You could say I go both ways. Shaco carves a sixth hash into the wooden table with a stiletto. So, as I always talk about with Riot in this era, obviously mentioning LGBT identities, queerness, whatever you want to call it, was not allowed. There were very strong censorship policies in place, and those have sort of loosened over the years. We still have a lot of ways to go. But it was, even as a kid, I was very, like, confused at the idea that bisexuality had, like, any sort of connection with what was going on with Shaco. And I guess it's funny to say when I, like, helped someone, like, depict Shaco in a fan charity LGBT Runeterra design recently. But, you know, still, there are things going around with Shaco that kind of just, I guess you just have to say that, like, this is old writing and it is a product of a time period where this sort of thing was seen as solely a joke. And yes, gaming companies do love making bisexuals who kill people. Like, I think even in League today, there is still, like, assassins who are bi-coded, and it's kind of funny to me, but yeah. Ram, you definitely have your own, very own, finely crafted sense of humor. What's your favorite joke these days? Shaco, what do people and books have in common? Wherever they're opened, they're read. Shaco chuckles and carves a seventh hash. Ram, your enigmatic nature is part of your appeal for many people. However, do you have one great adventure you could share? Shaco, once upon a time, there was a fancy noble in the city-state of Noxus. He was a wretched man, the kind of person that had done nearly every underhanded thing of which one could think. However, he was an indulgent husband and father. He was someone who'd appreciate the punchline, so it was obvious that he needed my killing joke. First, I tickled his wife's funny bone. She split open with laughter. Then, I took his oldest son for a romp on the merry-go-round. He loved it so much he never wanted to leave. Then, I delivered jacks in the boxes as presents to his youngest daughter and infant son. Pop went the Shaco, fondly finding his way deep into their hearts. The noble himself, no joy for him. However, he certainly did get the punchline. Ram, what happened to him? Shaco, he tried to play on a rope swing using his own neck. The demon jester breaks out into maniacal laughter. It takes him a few minutes to calm down. Ram shifts uncomfortably. So, I do think something that would be interesting. Oh no. No, I've been talking. I've been talking. So like something that's would be interesting to me if Riot like ever took the time to do this would be to theme Shaco's murders after carnivals, clowns, that sort of thing. Like I do think the jokes about tickling a wife's funny bone, the merry-go-round murder, Jacks in the Boxes, of course, being not just a central aspect of Shaco, but also part of his gameplay, that sort of thing. But again, this is just the Joker. Like, this is just the Joker. It was obvious that he needed my killing joke. Like, that's just the Joker. Stuff about the Punchline, like, there's literally, I mean, obviously, Punchline as a character, existed after this, but there is now a Punchline character that is the girlfriend of the Joker. Like it's just Joker, but with Riot copyright on top. It really is. So Shaco, 2 left. Better make them good. Ram, the legal gray areas that surround the League of Legends have given you the ability to function openly and even become a celebrity. However, you are wanted for murder by the authorities in nearly every city-state in Valorant. How do you reconcile the two seemingly at odds lifestyles? Shaco, a menace grows in his eyes. I don't like the authorities, and I don't think I like that question. Ram barely keeps himself in his chair. Ram, okay, moving on. Last question then. There are claims that a high-ranking member of the League has established a relationship with you and that you've been seen together on a number of occasions. Can you confirm or deny this? Shaco stares. He stands up slowly, stiletto in hand. Shaco, why so serious? Yeah. Guys, again, this is just the Joker. It's just the Joker, okay? Anyway, to wrap this up, note from the editor. Ramsteed was found 2 blocks from where he conducted this interview. He had been stabbed multiple times, the stiletto sticking out of his chest with a note that read, "An eye inside Ramsteed." He was immediately rushed to the nearest healer. Given the severity of his wounds, he has not yet regained consciousness and indeed may not. Our thoughts are with him. We will keep you apprised of his condition. In the meantime, please send any well wishes to the usual place, and we will make sure that his friends and family receive them. So, again, I'm not going to read through any more of this because the Journal of Justice is bad. I mentioned before that it includes things from, like, sex tapes to this. But I will say that Ram, I do believe, like, lived. Like, he didn't die. He didn't die after this, but he was obviously severely injured for no reason. Anyway, somehow this piece has been basically the definitive lore for Shaco ever since. And I'm going to be going now to basically, you can see it up there, you can see it, Shaco character, because I do want to emphasize just how much this character lacks as a character. This has to do with his current lore. So, not Shaco retime yet. Not yet. Soon. So, yeah, if you guys don't know what Shaco looks like, here's what he looks like. He is the Joker. He is basically a love child between Harley Quinn and the Joker. He is, to quote a meme that I really love, he's so androgynous, he looks like if a man and a woman had a baby. Anyway, he has a jester suit. He is half red, half black. He has checkered black and white pants. He has two really low poly knives, his stilettos, and he has really pointed boots. And that's just what he looks like. Again, oh, I I wasn't expecting that to happen. Again, he has a face like the Joker, but the outfit aesthetics of Harley Quinn. So here is his blurb, and you will see in a second that his blurb has absolutely nothing to do with his biography. This part is going to be super short because I want to rush into his writing as soon as possible. So crafted, well, my writing, I mean, not his writing. He has no writing. This is all just fluff. Crafted long ago as a plaything for a lonely prince, the enchanted marionette Shaco now delights in murder and mayhem. Corrupted by dark magic and the loss of his beloved charge, the once kind puppet finds pleasure only in the misery of the poor souls he torments. He uses toys and simple tricks to deadly effect, finding the results of his bloody games hilarious. And for those who hear a dark chuckle in the dead of night, the demon jester may have marked them as his next plaything. So here we get a hint of what Riot might want to do with Shaco as a character. He's said to be a plaything for an old lonely prince. That prince has been lost. He has been corrupted by dark magic. He is an enchanted being that has been corrupted. His once decent personality, his once kind personality, is now directed solely towards the torture of people he comes across. And he is using the aesthetics of toys and tricks, all things that a marionette of a jester would do, to carry out these bloody murders. Now again, I want to specify the demon jester is not a demon. The expert on demons in League, who was Jaden Rosen, otherwise known as Riot Carnival Knights, has left the company. But a long time ago on Twitter, when people were asking about who are demons, who's not a demon, and also the question of, like, what are they demons of, someone brought up Shaco because obviously his title is the Demon Jester. Everyone in League has a title. And Carnival Knights basically said, oh, he's not a demon. Which, okay, but obviously we can see that they mean him to be a living puppet, and that's fine. But then we go to his biography. Let's go to his biography. This is a biography that was originally written in October 23rd of 2009, people. It's only been updated to remove references to the Institute of War, which, as I said, is the old lore of League that involved summoners being real, the League of Legends being like an actual thing where people fought to the death for like political reasons, all these different things, right? This is a very old piece of writing that has nothing to do at all with his blurb. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the standards today of bios. I will pull up another bio of the most recent character from League in a second, though we won't be talking about him beyond that, to give you an example of the differences in length here. Most would say that death isn't funny. It isn't, unless you're Shaco. Then it's hysterical. He is Valorant's first fully functioning homicidal comic. He jests until someone dies, and then he laughs. The figure that has come to be known as the Demon Jester is an enigma. No one fully agrees from whence he came, and Shaco never offers any details on his own. A popular belief is that Shaco is not of Runeterra, that he is a thing from a dark and twisted world. Still, others believe that he is the demonic manifestation of humanity's dark urges and therefore cannot be reasoned with. The most plausible belief is that Shaco is an assassin for hire, left to his own lunatic devices until his services are needed. Shaco certainly has proven himself to be a cunning individual, evading authorities at every turn who might seek him for questioning for some horrendous law-breaking atrocity. While such scuttlebutt may reassure the native inhabitants of Valorant, it seems unimaginable that such a malevolent figure is allowed to remain at large. Whatever the truth of his history may be, Shaco is a terrifying, elusive figure, most often seen where madness can openly reign. So, as a bio, this sucks. It tells us nothing about where Shaco is from. It tells us really nothing about his personality beyond the fact that he likes it when people die, and then he laughs at when they die. Like, no one knows who he is. Shaco's not talking about it. No one knows where he is. Shaco is not being apprehended. Like, there's nothing to do for him. There's no story here. There's nothing at all. There's nothing. If we go to Milio, for example, Milio being the most recent character in League of Legends, look at my boy. He's great. If you go to his bio, please look at this length. Please look at it. Do you see how long this bio is? Do you see it? I'm not going to count the paragraphs because I'm terrible at math and that will be embarrassing for me and for everyone else. But again, you can see the complete difference between something that was like 2 to 3 paragraphs to something that is like this. This is the new standard for League of Legends. Okay? Like, this is it's just crazy, the fact that yes, Milio is a special child. Shaco can rot, according to Riot. And again, I don't really blame the writers or anything about that. They are working very hard to give us voiceover updates with ASUs, which are separate from the voiceover updates I just mentioned. VGUs with complete narrative rewriting and voiceover scripts. Like, it is a lot. It is a lot that these people do, and I'm not trying to demean that in any way, shape, or form, especially because I'd like to be one of these people one of these days. I'm not trying to burn bridges here. What I am trying to say is that Shaco has been left in the dust since 2009, and it is 2023. My childhood self is sobbing every year that Shaco does not get an update. And at this point, I'm like, why can't I do this stuff myself? And so, we finally get to my Shaco lore! So for this, I am not going to be sharing my screen, only because I do not want anyone to copy my writing, per se, the way that I pasted it. But what I will be doing, essentially, is the very valid, thank you, practice of reading stuff to you guys, explaining my train of thought, and just also finally opening the floor for any sort of questions if they are there. So, like I said, this work is essentially based on his original blurb, which I read to you guys before, and I was very interested in the idea of this lonely prince. If you guys know about League, one thing you will know is that there is already a character who not only was a prince before he was thrust into the role of the king, but is also has very deep connections with a living doll, who was the doll of his wife. The character that I'm talking about is Viego, who is, I think, one of the only characters based on Conquistador era Spain. So that's a thing that happened once. But essentially the Ruined King is from this land called Camavor, who is not included on the current map on the League of Legends universe page because it is another continent. That other continent is also where Kothkon is, which is where Neela, my favorite, is from. And so there are definitely a bunch of other regions out on that continent that we just haven't heard about. I do hope that either through the MMO or through just the approach I would prefer, which is, adding new regions through the work of regular narrative writers, we will get to explore those areas in the future. through other characters. Like, I still complain over the fact that Neela is written as a Bilgewater character when she's from Kakan, but all this is just to say that when I read the whole thing about a lonely prince who needs this plaything, an enchanted marionette of all things that has been corrupted by dark magic, I was instantly thinking about what happened with the Shadow Isles, formerly the Blessed Isles, and, well, this is what the basis of... Stop! This is not about the Joker. What you will be hearing is my, I guess, attempt at writing a thing for Shaco, the Puppet Jester, which is what I have dubbed him because he's not a demon. And again, you can tell that this wasn't scripted. I'm just speaking off the cuff, so I hope that I'm understandable to you guys. But basically, this is a biography that I've written as an experiment so that I can see if I would be able to write biographies that would fit the world of League and also be able to exercise my lore muscles. So again, when this finishes, you can always ask me questions like, what is Camivore? What is Kothcon? What are you talking about? Like, again, this is fine. So I wrote this in September of 2022, and yeah, let's get started. When the ancient kingdom of Camivore was left to rot and ruin, and its rulers vanished from the history books, few spared a thought for those abandoned. People could be buried, or welcomed into new nations. But what of the things left behind? What of the toys? Shaco's first moments of awareness involved his prince's excited shouts and sticky hands, carved and sorcereled by the best artisans the nation had to offer. The marionette never stopped laughing and making fun. Drawing laughs out from a thoroughly spoiled child was his purpose, and Shaco fulfilled it admirably. However, as time went on, his prince became bored with his toy. The effort it took to make Shaco dance on his strings was too much for the boy to bother with. Instead, the prince found new pastimes, and the jester was tucked away, left to his own devices. Still, his adoration, I think that's how you say it, adoration? Correct me if not. Still's adoration was unconditional. Even as his paint flaked off and his strings tangled together, Shaco believed he was loved. He knew he'd see the light again, and his prince's joyful face. As the prince became a king and gained a lovely wife, all of the puppet's hopes were answered. With lovely new toys as his companions and friendly souls to entertain, he could almost dance under his own power. But, like every fairy tale, his happy ending would not last. First went the queen, then left his lady, gone to the sea. Even his prince vanished into the mist. Shaco was left to wait, to hope, to dream. When he finally emerged from his box, his surroundings had changed once more. They were awash with colors, the likes of which he had never seen outside of court. And yet, those two cowering away from him weren't royalty. He knew that, deep inside every chip and splinter that made up his body. More disquietingly, Shaco tasted their fear. If he had the capacity to feel sorrow anymore, it would have broken his non-existent heart. Joy was his purpose. Spreading it was what he was made for. And these two would make excellent first playmates on the road to reuniting with his prince. Whittled in Camivore and unleashed in Kathkan, a jester now dances across the land. Where magic once only made him speak, now it animates all of his movements. He leaves behind giggling souls in his wake, though never without a fresh box, to make sure the laughter never ends. And though Shaco's strings are tangled no more, he's still pulled around by the whims of the stronger, a puppet dancing towards the heavens and the end of the world. So, that is my biography of Shaco, based on multiple things. the loss of Chemivore, Viego turning into an undead monster because his wife got murdered, Gwen being thrown into a box into the sea and being lost to the water, and then also the demon Ashlesh, who is the demon that Neela is associated with, the demon of joy, who is trapped in Kathkan and can apparently cause. Well, he's associated with water, right? And so, what is unspoken here is that Ashlesh and Shaco came into contact with each other. Not the full being of Ashlesh like how Neela did, but just a bit of him. Like, let's say just a water droplet or something. And so Shaco is now essentially the puppet of this demon without even knowing it. This demon who desires to destroy the Celestials because they trapped him underneath this random country. And so Shaco is just kind of dancing about, having fun, making friends. Nothing sinister is going on here. No one died. Don't worry. They're all so happy. Even if they're not moving, like, it's all good. It's all okay. They're fine. He's helping people. It's great. Yeah. So, narratives that I would like to see with Shaco based on this, me when I'm doomed by the narrative. There are a few, like, things. I wrote, for those who don't know, in November, I applied to an internship with Riot. I didn't get it, but even though it wasn't a writing internship, I did send over part of my portfolio just in case they would see my writing and be like, oh my goodness, Grace is so cool, let me add her to the team even though we don't have a spot. Like, it was stupid. I know it was stupid. But I did write Shaco quotes. I'm not going to read off the quotes because, again, when I apply again and when they open up a writing internship, I'm going for it. So I don't want to say all of that. Like, the biography I read is not going to be in there. So, like, yeah. But characters that I wanted to see interact with Shaco include, of course, Viego, Gwen, those being the characters who are the prince and the lady mentioned in the text, respectively. Neela, of course, because they share the same demon, though in very different ways. Annie, because Annie, my girl, who is also a character that I've been obsessed with since I saw her as a kid, watching one of the very old League of Legends cinematics. It was less because of that indulgence, though, and more so because I wanted a doll to see a little girl with a demon doll. Again, this was before I think Annie was confirmed to be someone who has a demon in her teddy bear. But, like, yeah. And then just a bunch of, like, lines that have to do with, like, the sort of carefree but murderous personality that I think he needs. There was also an attempt I made to write a short story the way that League has color stories for their characters. It's not finished, so I'm not gonna read, like, all of it, but I wanted to, give, like, just 3 paragraphs that kind of, like, exemplify the sort of dialogue that I try to do with Shaco. I love writing dialogue. It's one of my favorite things to do. So, my fair lady. Shaco bowed low enough that the bells on his hat kissed the floor. I know I am but a lowly jester, unfit to look upon your darling face directly, but would you honor me with this dance? Her harsh laughter filled his ears. You sound like an idiot, said the jack-in-the-box standing in for her, who was also Shaco. And you're a terrible actor. Though he laughed at his own insult, Shaco didn't find it to be very funny in truth. You're forgetting all your lines. You're supposed to say, I know, you've said it 1,000,000 times. My Shaco, how I'd missed you. If I could dance with you all night, I'd be the happiest doll in the world. It's stupid, and you know it's stupid. You know what I think? I think she's forgotten about you. Now that's funny. They were holed up in a boring manse on the edge of some equally dull town. Normally, Shaco wouldn't bother going near a place like this, with just enough mundane happiness to be trite and not enough sorrow to warrant fixing. Beggars can be choosers, but Shaco was hardly a beggar. Other boxes were ticking away in infinitely better locales, just waiting for him to squeeze his way through to the other side. But he had a plan! A brilliant, dazzling, fun plan if he said so himself. This was the only one of his boxes near a ballroom, and he intended to make good use of it. So, Shaco, as a character, I feel, is not like a child, like how the very old interview claimed, but he definitely has like the attention span of one, I would feel. He's not someone who wants to be like in a boring place. He has no concept of delayed gratification. He is just, well, I mean, if he is in like a good state of mind, he could like wait in a box, you know, for a long time. But in his general state, he's like, I gotta go, I gotta help people, I gotta do stuff, I gotta do tricks, I gotta teleport, all these things. And so, like, he is essentially trying to make himself play pretend with himself, basically, in order to practice for when he gets to meet Gwen again. He wants to be a sort of fancy new Jester 2.0 who will sweep his lady off her feet, I mean, and yada yada yada. And I will say, I haven't really settled on if this is like a romantic connection or not. Like, I do know some people would be like, oh my goodness, Shaco can never love, what are you doing? And I mean, I get it. I get the complaints. Like, he is such a one-note character that the idea of him having any sort of emotional depth, such as the sort that you would require in like a loving relationship, I get it. But like, it still stands to me anyway that you can explore these sort of things without it betraying the character, especially when there is no character we had. Like, he is literally just the Joker. And if the Joker can have like 2 separate girlfriends, even though his true love is obviously like not Harley Quinn, then I think I can write jokes about a doll just like stumbling through. Yeah. Yep. I'm glad you all understand. But yeah, I haven't settled on if it's a romantic relationship or not. That's all I'm saying. Just that I'm always gonna see the characters as connected, and I really think it's stupid that they're not. So yeah. I don't really know if I have anything else to say on my end, and so I'm leaving anything up to you guys. Thoughts, questions, whatever. I am here to talk, basically. Like, we could just chat, if anything. This chat is so chaotic. Like the Joker. Yes, there are very cursed things going on. But yes, if again, like, no pressure. I'm just saying if anyone has questions, thoughts. Okay. No rush. I do think my next video, if I'll just talk about that so you have time to think. I think my next video will be Echo, because Echo was like the second runner-up of the poll. I don't know when that'll be. Maybe Sunday. I don't know. But I'm excited to talk about Echo because there are a lot of things with him, and I've been a fan of him ever since he came out. Even if I hate his hair, like, he They need to stop giving him that mohawk, okay? Like, he is a fancy black man. Give him protective hairstyles. Like, he is not straightening his hair. He is a punk kid in Zon. Like, where is he getting a hot I'm impressed for this. Like, there are even like textured mohawk styles that exist. You cannot tell me that Echo of all people is going to be having a straight like look at this jump scare. 1 second. Look at this jump scare, y'all. Oh, whoops. Like, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Like, be serious. Be serious. This is the only Echo that exists, y'all. Like, I know! And it's like, they even, like, gave him this hairstyle originally in True Damage, right? Yeah, Arcane Sleep, obviously. But then they went back to having this for the Convergence game. Like, let me pull it up. I was so mad. I was like, who is this? Who is this? Like, please, I don't want to play this game without being able to change his hair. Please. They don't understand. I feel psychic damage every time I see it. And then people are like, oh, but Grace, you straighten your hair sometimes. I'm like, yes, I do. But, like, Echo would not. Echo is not Echo is not me, okay? I straightened it for, like, prom and stuff. Why would he have his hair like this? Like, who is this? That's not my son, okay? That's not him. Like, woo, 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 woo. Like, I don't want this. Yes, woo, wahoo. Is this one textured? Yes, woo, woo. Like, why would you do this? Stop. I don't like it. I don't like it. So many skins that would be otherwise so cool, so great, so Gucci, and then they ruin it by straightening his hair. I know. I hate it. I think part of it was that back in the day they had like only one splash artist who was black, and then like they had like I think no one on the team was like a modeler that was black, and so they like after the Fizasco that was trying to model like Julian's hair, they gave a lot of black characters loose hair. Like, let me show you Senna's like old design if I can find it. Like, who is this? Who is this? This is great. This is awesome. This is what we need. Who is this? This was the only Senna art we had for a very long time. I'm sorry, guys. Let me clear the air with True Damage Senna because she is a goddess. She is beautiful. Look at her. Look at her. The goat. The goat. But yeah, I go back and I see like the straightened looks and I'm just like, you're giving this to characters who wouldn't do it. Who is this? Who is this? I like looking at my old searches. Like, why was I searching for ant with hobo stick? Like, what was I doing? But yeah, so yeah. I can't be too critical because I do want to get an internship, but it would be my deepest pleasure to advise these people to just give him this hairstyle in every iteration from now on and to stop. And I am very excited for the Echo video. when that comes out. Even though it'll be less like lore focused and more on Echo is in literally everything and he is coming to get you. He is he is in everything. He is in League, he is in LOR, he is in Wild Rift. I think he is in TFT, I do not know. He is one of the main starting characters in Project L, the fighting game. He has his own game, Convergence. Like, he is everywhere. He is doing everything. He is the it boy. He's in Arcane, obviously. Yeah, like, he had a comic once upon a time. He has so many cinematics. Like, he is it, okay? He is the guy. He is the legend. And we love him. We love him. We can't live without him, okay? Yeah, exactly. Like, it's great. We don't have a lot of it boys in League, unfortunately, though. We have a lot of it girls. It is my deepest desire to get Talia to be an it girl. Like, I want that for her. I want that for her. Yes, Jinx is one. Jinx is one. Lux is another. Ari is another. I am mentioning Jinx, okay? She needs a little panic. Jinx has been with me for such a long time, and I would like to do a video of her too, but like, I feel like it would just be Arcane focused. Like, Jinx in League is interesting. She's just kind of different from Arcane in a little bit. So I feel like it'd be kind of like Arcane focused because I have more ideas for like how they can push her story forward in Arcane versus how they can push her story forward in League, which is fine. League Jinx is like gallivanting around with Ziggs, like drinking booze or whatever. Like, they're just blowing stuff up. So she's just having fun. Exactly. She's just having a good time. Like, I can't blame her for that. Can you blame her for that? No. But then Arcane one is like going through the torture, and so I'm like, how do we figure this out? How do we get her from point A to point B, and how do we bring Ziggs into this? In Arcane, yes. It does. But yes, Hydra, do you have a question, thought about Shaco? I'm putting you on the spot, I know. I'm sorry. We can't always make fun of Echo's mohawk. Call it out. Woo. Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. I think to just like let me see something. I'll show you guys like super quickly what some of the characters I was talking about look like. Because I just realized, oh wait, not all of you are like obsessed with League. So this is what Viego looks like. Shaco's prince. No, there will not be anything romantic between them at all. Because Shaco is an upstanding toy and he would never. Put close up. Literally. Then there is Gwen. I might play. Oh. That is not what I meant. Gwen. Guys, ignore that. There's Gwen. I will get her video in a second because she looks much better in Wild Rift, in my humble opinion. She looks very creepy. And then finally Neela. Guys, you guys are calling her Hatsune Miku. You haven't even seen Sona. Like, I'll show you in a second. But here's Neela. I love Neela. I know she's like going through the torture right now, but like personally, she's my wife, so it's okay. We'll get through this. So yeah, here's the real Hatsune Miku. Like, this is literally just Hatsune Miku. Hatsune Miku. I might do a video on her one day because she's very interesting to me. I was gonna like go straight to YouTube, and then I realized that I listen to like the dumbest stuff, and I don't really want you guys to see like new Cammy gameplay trailer reaction because I have no self-control and I just rewatch Street Fighter 6 stuff. So yeah, I said I'd look up Gwen in Wild Rift. Let's go. Thank you, Skin Spotlights. I will credit you if I remember. You guys should follow Skin Spotlights. Just my take. Okay, I found her. I found her little playlist. I don't really know if the sound is gonna share. So, like...
Head high, chin up, scissors ready!
Loud, I'm so sorry! I'm so sorry, guys. I really am. Let me... Yeah, I know, she slayed. Casual doll. Like, look at her! She looks like Chucky, but femme. Gender fluid. Oh wait, I was trying to go back. Sorry. Look at her! Chucky if you slayed, yeah. Chucky if you hit the slay button. But yeah, I've grown on... She's grown on me as a character. I haven't grown on her. She doesn't know I exist. She is a fictional character. But she has grown on me as a character, especially, like, with this depiction. I remember being upset because I thought she was gonna be, like, a literal doll, and then... Well, actually, no. I thought she was gonna be Viego's wife because her teaser was so, like, confusing. But then I thought she was gonna be like a literal doll, and she is, but she's like barely ever a doll.
Head high, chin up.
This is her little doll form. She's just a little girl. She's just a little creature.
Scissors ready.
She's just a little creature. Tiny little thing. I think her recall turns her back into one.
Hold on, we need to grab more supplies. Don't start a fight without me.
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry, guys. I thought it did. I swear there's... Or is it when she dies that she turns back into one? Yup. Doll on the ground. Doll on the ground. Doll on the ground. Doll back in the thing. No, I don't want to be a marketable plushie. Actually, being a marketable plushie is fine. I don't care anymore. And then she has other skins. But she also just always looks pretty. Actually, I should mute that. I don't want to be copyright striked for Space Groove. I do not want to be copyright striked for Space Groove. Yeah, she's a creepy little thing, and I think that's great. I think society needs... Stop! I don't want to deal with this. I'm just a creator. Look at her little doll! Look at her little doll. Marketable plushie. Marketable plushie. And then... Ugh.
Not what I meant by immersive scenery. This is not what I meant by immersive scenery.
Snippy, snippy, snip, snip, snip. She loves scissors. She loves scissors. I do think this is funny, considering, like, the whole... For Dancy swag. This is just becoming a Gwen video, and honestly, Shaco would approve. But yes, I will try to find Shaco footage. But, like, just a fair warning that there isn't really a lot out there. Ma'am, they know each other, okay? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And then skip into... Doll. It's like actually funny watching her become a doll. But yes, let me try to find Shaco footage. I think like the only thing that's going to be like relevant is because like no one films Shaco footage is like his latest skin. So give me a second on that and I will pull it up. Shaco's just a silly little guy. He's just a silly little guy. Silly little guy. This thing. I'm sorry, okay? Like, I can't fix him. I'm trying. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying to make him a real person.
On you.
Yes, he does. But that's mainly because...
A little bit closer.
There are things happening. I don't know. There are things happening. Yeah, just standing. No, I think...
This will be fun.
Yeah, no, the other one was the fake. That's just the guy. I didn't know that happened when you used the word. Sorry guys, I'm trying to be professional. But that was really funny. He's doing the work. He's doing. Okay. I'm sorry. Man, I just realized I should have done this, but let me... Oh, I cannot spell, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, so let me go to Shaco audio. Oh, did I click cosmetics? Okay, cool. So this man has very little audio. I'm not even gonna bother like comparing to other characters because if I compare to something like Aurelian Soul, it's actually gonna be pathetic. But
How about a magic trick?
you can tell that when they're in the studio, they were like, listen, we need you to be Joker. You are playing Joker, but you are not Joker. But you're playing Joker.
The joke's on you!
I can't fix the audio, guys. I don't have headphones right now. I am broke. I can't fix this. I'm sorry.
This will be fun. Here we go. The joke's on you! Why so serious?
He doesn't even have a taunt response. He doesn't even have a taunt response. He sounds like how Arkham sounds, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe Arkham was Shaco all along. I don't know.
For my next trick, I'll make you disappear.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware. His death sound.
Oh!
I should know better than to ever play a death sound, but I I was so curious. Wait, there's a side-by-side comparison? Wait a minute. Okay.
Why so serious? Why so serious?
Oh, that's pathetic. Like, that's so pathetic. Like, what? We're just gonna be caught in a loop of why so serious, I think. Just for fun, just for oopsies or whatever. But I can't do it. I can't. I want to play more of the death sound, but I know better. I know better now. I know. One more ook. Are you sure? I don't want to be penalized, but okay, maybe with the filter. That exploded my ears. Oh my goodness. Oh god. Okay. This is no more oog. Exactly, no more. I can't do this. Like, mes amis. Oh my god. That was my stomach hurts. I'm sorry. I'm laughing too hard. Like, I want to keep talking, but I feel like I've exhausted everything about Shaco because Shaco is like Shaco is Shaco, right? Like, he has nothing to him. And I like talking to you guys, so I'm like, I want to keep going. I want to say everything in my head, but I'm just like, yeah. Great way to wrap this off. I would like to specify to these not in know that we are not making fun of woke as a concept. Thank you. We are not making fun of woke as a concept. I will always be here for more. Exactly, it's a meme. It It's a meme. It's a meme. It's a meme. Yeah. Uh-huh. But yeah, I do want Shaco to get an update, but like at this point I'm so attached to the Shaco I built in my head that I'm gonna be very mad if I don't get to do it. So if anyone from Riot watches this one day, because I'm going to be posting it on my YouTube, I'm going to be posting it on here, and I put down both of these accounts in the application I did to play the Mage Seeker. If any of you see this, please, I beg you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just a humble little creative writing minor student. But I have been writing since I was 7 years old. I have liked League lore since I was like 9. Please hire me. I will fix your jester. I promise. I will do it. I will do it for pay. I promise. It'll be great. I love California. My uncle lives there. It'll be awesome. If you hire me, I will avoid my ex on stream. It'll be great. Apologies to my ex. He's okay. We will fix him. Yes, we will. I promise. I promise. It'll be a thing that happens. It'll be great. It'll be Gucci. Okay? Like, I promise. I cared way too much about this man. I've been talking for like an hour about him. Mostly about him. Also about Gwen. Like, I promise. I promise you. It'll be great. And then I can start making Haitian-inspired characters, because that's always my aim. I get into the door and I'm like, here's Shaco. Let me go make Afro-Caribbeans. Goodbye. It'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. Your resident Haitian-Jamaican streamer who writes. Promo over. I'm not being paid to say this. I have no money. But yeah, like is a strong word for Shaco, right? Because he has nothing to him, but I've been obsessed with him for years, and I really don't know why. So it'd be nice to have a justification for being obsessed with him by being able to write him. And I hope I have given a awesome, like, explanation of what writing him would be like in an unscripted format. Very informal, learning Twitch studio as I go format. Twists. Well, not twists. Plaits. Plaited hair format. I'm also realizing that the stream is very weird with my glasses, but I cannot see if I don't have my glasses on, so you guys just have to deal with my excellent Riddler lens flare look. Cameras were not made for my amazing glasses. But yeah, I think the final thing that I would do is I would absolutely 110% advocate for a really cool cinematic and theme for Shaco. One of the coolest things about VGUs, ASUs, but sadly not VO updates, is that we get music and we get videos. Sometimes those videos are cinematics. Cinematics are really great. I would like to one day react to cinematics on my channel, but like, I don't really know the rules. Like, everyone seems to have like really good setups for reacting to anime, to cinematics. I'm like, I don't know the rules. And I refuse to get terminated for not knowing the rules. So once I figure those out, we'll be in business. The problem is that I've watched so many videos. Like, I can't reasonably do a first time reaction to Fiddlesticks Terra and Demacia because I've watched that so many times that I like have it memorized. I can tell you every bit of lore implications. I can no one will believe me. I have a Fiddlesticks icon right now on Twitter, on my personal account. No one will believe me. No one. I've listened to Fiddlesticks' theme so many times that if my throat wasn't like mucused up right now, I would be able to belt out in song his theme. Like, no. No. No one will believe me. I'm not. Yes, I'm an actor. I have acted in 2 separate films. It doesn't matter. No one will believe me. I'm not good at that. I'll be like, oh my goodness, Tedrick. Oh, Tedrick. Oh, Tedrick, I'm so sorry. Ah. Fakes a reaction at the jump scare at the end from Fiddlesticks. Like, I've seen it so many times that I don't have the jump scares in me anymore, guys. I really don't. It's really sad. Like, I wish I did, but I don't. But what I was saying, basically, is that I would go nuts for a cinematic. The thing with Riot is that there are, like, multiple cinematic categories that Riot might produce. One is the cinematic / game footage video. And that's one like Zeri's cinematic where she like comes in with like a fully animated figure and then it's like bam wham. Get Jinx without me? Oh my goodness. That's so cruel. But basically you have footage, cinematic footage, and then you have game footage spliced in, and then usually it ends off with cinematic footage. Milio is also an example of this because he has that in his cinematic in spades. Like, it cuts to gameplay footage. But then you have the cinematics like Belvet's cinematic that is just cinematic. Or Fiddlesticks' cinematic that is just cinematic. Like, you don't get gameplay footage, you get narrative. And I would want, because I know nothing about the Shaco gameplay experience, I would want, you hear me? I would want a lore cinematic. I want so bad to be able to depict Kafkan. I feel like I would do it, have someone who's in, like, the country be, like, our POV character. And then, BAM! Shaco, the puppet jester, is doing messed up things with dopamine or whatever. And it's just like, BAM! It's chaos. It's great. And then we get a cool, like, toy box. I would want it to be a toy box, like, specifically toy box music for the theme. That is my pitch. That is my pitch. Listen, Riot. Please listen to me. Hire me as a writer. Let me write Shaco. I have the Bible up already. You just have to look it over. And you can bully me if you want. I need critique. I have script. I have a partial script of his quotes. I've already gone to work on it. I promise I'll be good at it. Dialogue is my best thing ever. I will write a short story. I got this. I will write it. It'll be camp. And then I will write the cinematic script too. I know how this works. I have followed writers for a long time. They write the scripts sometimes for their cinematic. I can do it. I can help the VO. I know I'm going crazy. Just I want to be the one to give Shaco lore. Like, please. He has none. And then you could put me on the loreless characters, and I will get them up to snuff because I have so many ideas. You can get me on Corky. You can get me on Shogath. I will be there. I will be there, mispronouncing every word, but I will be writing them with immaculate precision. I promise. I promise. I'm literally doing a seminar on unlikable characters this quarter. Like, I promise. I promise. It'll be good. We got this, okay? We got this, you and me. Put me on the payroll. Please. P.S. So, I forgot what the fourth option was on the poll. I think it was Fiora? Maybe? But, yeah. So, after the next video, we're gonna do Echo. After this video, we're gonna do Echo History, starting from League to now, where he's going to be in Convergence, and talking about, like, Echo's age. That one will probably be, like, more polished, because I have to, like, pull up tweets and Reddit and stuff. Then we will probably do... It'll be probably a toss-up between Fiora and Silas. Fiora, I feel like I'd have to, like, try and write a biography or, like, quotes or something, rather than just, like, going in unscripted rambling about Fiora. Silas, same thing. I might have to write something, though I think it'll be more so me reacting to the possible lore implications and retcons that his video game in April seems to be presenting. And if I get to play that, I'd probably also make a review stream about the game, because I can't stream it, because I'm gonna buy it on the Switch if I have to buy it. And the Switch is very complicated to stream things from, y'all. And I have no money, so I'm not doing this. Like, I don't have a dock for my Switch. I don't have a capture card. I don't have any of that stuff. So, like, it is what it is. And since Riot Forge does not develop games for the Mac, because my dad is a Mac person, and I live and die by the house rules of technology, I will not be able to play it on the PC, so yeah. Like, I'm gonna have to do the impossible, do the unthinkable, and play it on the Switch, and then just review it rather than streaming it. I mean, considering the length, though, of, like, Riot Forge games so far, based solely on the Rune King game, playing it would probably take me, like, a few days, not just in time, but in, like, hours of content. So, like, maybe it's for the best that I would not be streaming it, because I'm also very bad at games. I won't be like, oh, Grace died again against the dragon, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, but Shyvana is, like, too strong, and y'all gonna be like, you suck at video games, why are you a video game streamer? And then I'll be like, oh, well, writing is my passion, and video games are just the avenue in which I express that. And y'all will be like, how can you be a video game writer without being good at video games? And I'm gonna be like, don't judge me. And it'll be a whole thing. So, all this to say that I'll flip a coin right now. Let's do it. Let's channel our inner Harvey Dent. Let's do it. Flip a coin. Heads. That means y'all get to live, according to Harvey Dent. But I just realized I did not pick a character for heads. So I'm just gonna say that Fiora is the character, because F comes before S in the alphabet. I'm sorry, guys. I should have done that before. I don't even like Fiora more than Silas. Like, she has nothing going on. I just have, like, ideas for both. Also, it's funny talking about Silas in a stream, considering one of my most loyal supporters, Adri, has a character named Silas, whose character name is spelled differently from Silas. Like, Silas with a Y versus Silas with an I. I feel like Silas with a Y wouldn't like Silas with an I, because Silas with an I is a businessman, and Silas with a Y is a former prisoner who is leading a mage revolt. And so, I mean, yeah. Silas has, like, dialogue, and I'll get into this when we get to his video, but he has dialogue that's extremely reminiscent of, like, communist, socialist, politics, and so Silas the capitalist would not be happy being by Silas the communist, anarchist, whatever else he is. Again, I think talking about his politics would probably also be in the video, especially when we get, like, an actual, like, solid depiction of what those are. But that has nothing to do with Shaco, so that's okay. Shaco has no politics. Shaco is a little doll. He is just having a good time. People are like, oh, are you a monarchist? And he's like, does that involve uplifting my prince? Yes, then yes. Oh, are you an anarchist? What? It's like, I think you could probably get him to agree to any sort, well, not any sort, but multiple political leanings by just framing it in a specific way based on Joy or his prince or his lady or, like, whatever. Like, he has no idea what's going on. He is a doll. Like, okay? Like, I do not think any, like, politically savvy Shaco should exist. Like, it's a whole thing, right? Where people try to rewrite Shaco. Like, I'm not the first person to do this. I'm not special in any sort of way, shape, or form. But there's a whole thing where people are like, oh, he's a person of the people. He's assassinating, corrupt. Ooh, jeez, it's not even that late. Corrupt leaders. Aw, thank you, Shay. I didn't mean it like that. I just mean that, like, I'm not, like, unique in terms of wanting to rewrite Shaco. Like, it's a very big thing that the community wants to happen. But, like, people do believe in, like, making him, like, this sort of political figure who is kind of, like, out there for the people, killing tyrants and all that stuff. And, like, I mean, it's okay to write that sort of thing. I just don't think it's Shaco. Like, I think that'd be better served by being incorporated into another character, like, either a new character or an existing character that needs lore. Like, I don't think that's Shaco. But yeah, also, to finish off, because we're getting to the time where an alarm will interrupt our stream and it'll be embarrassing for me. Are there any other characters in League or even in Arcade? Because those are separate continuities that you would like to see a video such as this on, either on talking about what sort of lore I would like to write, or just exploring their history as characters. It can be either one of those. I see Jinx in the chat. Well, Jinx is not a character that I have listed, so that'll be cool. I love Jinx, as everyone knows. She is the it girl, and it'd be cool to talk about her, though I'm not sure, again, like, what I would do. Who is your fish husband, Shay? Who is your fish husband? Like Jericho from Arcane? Like the cook? I see there's love for Jinx. Clearly that means I should do a video for Vi. I'm kidding. I do not want to do a video for Vi. I'm sorry, Vi. I'm sorry, Vi. Oh, Tom Kench! Yes, I love him. I feel like a video with him or Fiddle would be a great way to start talking about demon lore and, hilariously, the lost media of demon lore, because the writer had a lot of answers that were only on Twitter, and then those were deleted when he left the company. So now I'm just like, I'm so sorry, guys. Jinx is no laughing matter. I can see that. I'm sorry. So I think I will... Actually, you guys can see this happening, I guess. Hopefully there's nothing weird on Twitter, please. Okay. Gonna leave this as a day-long poll for once. So we said Jinx. We said Fiddlesticks. We said Tom Kench. Who is the fourth who will enter the ring? Why is my mom calling you? Oh no. I don't know why. I didn't ask her to. Jinx is already on there. Y'all can provide a fourth. Can be Arcane. Can be League. No, I'm not putting Jinx on again. Echo was already on the other one. Echo, Silas, and... You want Heimerdinger? Okay. Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger. Yes, I do know who you mean. I will be linking the... Can I do that? Yeah. In the chat. And vote, I guess. Vote with your hearts, vote with your minds, vote with Harley Quinn if you so desire. But yes, I think that will be it to sign off. Remember, always ask yourself, why so serious? And remember, Shaco has no lore, so anything goes. Thank you guys again. Sase Grace. We did a great job here. And au revoir. That is not French, that is Creole. Just so you know. But, oh, okay. Sure. I'm glad you love my mom. We should all love my mom, I think. But yes. Love you guys. Thank you for coming. And I will do another one with Echo another time. Why are you talking about our plans at the end of the stream? You're making this longer than it has to be. Oh my goodness. Again, thank you for watching. Riot, please hire me. Shaco is great. Not really, but I can make him great. And yeah, this has been a good time. Thank you to my 4 to 5 viewers that tuned in. I'm going to be, after this, uploading this to YouTube. Hopefully the quality will not be killed on upload. We shall see. But yes. Au revoir. You are free.